name is Joshua Nabors. I work for Brady Company in Los Angeles, and I'm a senior project manager. I don't have a nickname. I think everybody called me Kid for a long time. I've been working in the industry since I was about 17, so. As a senior project manager, it's more of coordination efforts between all the different facets of our industry, between material supplier buyout, subcontractor buyout, to coordinating with our clients and our estimating services to make sure that we're servicing our clients and hopefully getting repeat business. Solving field issues as they come up and working with our general foreman to make sure that we're meeting demands out in the field and building the buildings correctly. I've been with Brady for 12 years, and it's really the people at Brady Company. What keeps me coming back specifically is the mentorship program that we have and the way that we've cultured an investment sort of in all of our folks, where we're not interested in just seeing their success at the company, but outside, both in their personal life, financial independence, and different avenues of life, and make sure that everybody gets to come to work to a good environment and then gets to go home and spend their personal time however they feel fit. So early mornings are typically phone calls from the general foreman about the miscellaneous items that popped up, either while they're at home and thinking about their job, or the daily challenges of getting a job started, with 80 guys on it, and just the I would say like general nuisance items start in the morning with phone calls, different things like that. After that, I check in with all of our project managers and PEs, making sure that they're on track for their deliverables, and making sure that there aren't any obstacles that I can help get out of their way in terms of education, or maybe sometimes it's a difficult client and it just takes a different approach, and so I make a phone call, something like that. But it's more or less a kind of connecting all the different pieces in a sense. I think what I like most is the significance of what we do, because I think construction allows us in a very practical sense to have a profound impact on kind of the world around us, in a sense. A lot of the buildings we build are looking at 75-year, 100-year life cycles, and so the work that we put in now, whether it's from the smallest detail in terms of a manufacturer to a distributor, all the way to the guys putting the work in place in the field, everybody has their part to play to help build these massive structures that go up around us. I mean, at Brady, we specialize in healthcare, and so it's really rewarding to see those jobs get put into place where you have 4 or 5 years worth of effort into a project, and at the very end, it's a place of medicine and healing the sick. And so in that aspect, I find it very rewarding. So I graduated high school when I was 17 years old, and I was looking for a job, and my aunt happened to work at Brady Company in the office. And so while I was going to school to be a civil engineer, I was working at Brady Company to kind of pay the bills. And so I worked part-time at first, starting in 2010. I actually had the initial data entry position for one of our large hospital projects. So I worked from there, and I wasn't really interested, to be honest, in staying with construction. I was very interested in continuing on to civil engineering, which is construction, but it's definitely more the design side. And it was actually my first on-site experience. I got partnered up with one of our more senior project managers, who's now the owner of the company. And we were on a large hospital out in Los Angeles. And I found a lot of passion in what we were doing out in the field, because the office stuff wasn't very engaging, wasn't exciting. Whereas the field, there was a lot of challenges to overcome. And so I found that very rewarding and very satisfying to get to the end of a day and realize how much you'd gotten done. And so then I decided to quit school and continue on with Brady Company. I would say that field experience is invaluable, even if it's only going through an apprenticeship program of a trade that you find particularly interesting, and maybe you switch around. Maybe you start in plumbing or pipe fitting, and that's not for you, and you would rather come over to the drywall side. I would say though that no matter what you're doing in the construction industry, whether you decide to stay in an installation capacity, move on to a general contractor, or even a designer later on, the field experience is invaluable, because I think that a critical link that's missing is a lot of people come out of college with no practical experience, and then they find it very frustrating to spend a lot of time designing things or being part of a process that they don't intrinsically understand. I find what we do as an industry very important to the general, society around us. And so to continue to get to contribute to that is something I find immensely rewarding, and I just absolutely love it. I'm not sure. I would imagine it was probably something like an architect, or I think, civil engineering, that's what I went to school for initially. Somebody that got to build bridges and skyscrapers, but I found a different avenue that required a lot less schooling to do that same thing. Maybe it would be mind reading, because I suppose that would help kind of take away from a lot of the communication errors that we seem to have sometimes in this industry.